Hey, everybody. Welcome to class. I'm Ellen. I'm a yoga therapist and a health coach. And during this class time together, I am going to recommend to you a coaching tool, a strategy, and then I'm also going to guide you through a stress management technique called guided imagery. The purpose of this is to help us de stress. The purpose of this is to help us cultivate a greater sense of grit and resilience so we can continue to bounce back each time we're feeling that stress response. We're going to do a practice that's very active, literally with our hand and writing down a technique. You can do it now or you can do it after class. And then the other practice, the guided imagery practice, is also very active because we are engaging our mind in a practice that helps us shift our attention away from things that cause the stress response. So, with that being said, we're going to begin with the coaching technique. So, for today, the coaching technique is to make a list of all the things in your life that cause that stress response in the body. And for some of you, the stress response, you may feel it in your belly. Some people feel it in their chest. Some people feel it in their shoulders, their jaw, they clench their teeth. So, however, wherever you feel that experience in the body, that sensation, I want you to think about those things that cause you stress. Okay. So, for this practice, when I made my list earlier today, and the list can change day to day, but when I made my list earlier today, a few things on my list included something that causes me stress in this moment in time is listening to the news. Something that causes me stress is the quarantine rules. They scare me and cause me stress. Another thing in my life that um, causes me stress is not being able to leave my house and go to other places where I work. Um, and what else causes me some stress right now? The weather, when it was raining earlier today, yesterday, that the rain makes me feel a little stressed out, makes me feel a little anxious because I like sunny days. So, using those examples of things that create stress response, then I want you to, or you use your own examples, but what I want you to do is look at that list and then start to separate the list into two buckets: what you can control and what you cannot control. Okay, so using my examples, one of the items on my list was the news. That is something I can control. So I moved it over into my control bucket and I decided that I am going to limit the amount of news that I receive, that I hear, that I read. I'm going to maybe not read the news as soon as I wake up in the morning. So I'm going to set some rules for myself. And that is something I can control. Something on my list was the rules of quarantine that are in effect. I cannot control that. So I put one into the can't control bucket and I'm going to leave it there. Right? What else was on my list? Um, the weather. Can't control the weather. So that went on my list of things I can't control. Right. So when you do this practice, this is an exercise. And again, the list may change every day. Separate into those two categories. And what this does is it frees you to focus your attention and your energy on the things in your life you can control and gives you the opportunity to shift your attention away from the things you cannot control. Sound good? Practice this. Try it out. Make those lists. And then you choose to give your attention and your energy on those things in your life you can control and free yourself from all of those things that we cannot control. We're going to move into our stress management practice. We're going to practice a technique called imagery. You may have practiced this before in your life. Maybe you haven't. The great thing, you don't need any previous experience to practice it. But I have a feeling all of us practice this technique every once in a while. And so if you've ever been someone who's worried about the future, oh my gosh, the what ifs, what's going to happen, that's a form of imagery that's often referred to as awfulizing. So what we're going to practice is imagery that engages the mind to bring to mind a positive thought, a positive image, signaling the message to your nervous system that all is well. So, for this practice of imagery, if you want to, you can stand up, you can sit down, you can lie down, whatever you want. I want you to be comfortable. I do encourage you to close your eyes. If it's not appropriate for you to close your eyes, then maybe just look down toward the ground or towards your lap so those little muscles around your eyes can rest. Okay? So, sitting comfortably, lying down, whatever feels good for you, we're going to begin our practice by let's shift attention to breathing just for a few moments. And, and feel free to take a few big, beautiful, deep breaths in. And if you want to exhale through your mouth with a little sound, a little sigh, feel free to do so. So let's do that together. I'm going to take a couple of big breaths. And then how about one more big, beautiful breath in and exhale out. All right, now let your breath flow naturally. Close your eyes, close your eyes. Let your attention shift inward into this beautiful experience and this time that you're giving to yourself for your well being and your self care. As you allow your eyes to rest, continue to let your breath flow in a comfortable rhythm and listen to the words that I'm sharing and use my words as a guide as you move into your practice of imagery. As you breathe in and out, bring to mind a place where you feel safe, a place where you feel peaceful, calm. Bring to mind a place that makes you feel really good, maybe that nice, warm, fuzzy feeling inside. This place, it could be someplace you've been to recently. Perhaps it was a destination that you were able to go to on a vacation. Maybe you're choosing a place that you haven't been to in a really, really, really long time. So you choose. You bring to mind a place that makes you feel good and safe and peaceful and calm. Hold that image. Hold that image. Imagine that you're there. And now imagine that you're there and that you are looking all around. You're looking up and down and side to side. And as you imagine this place, imagine all of the things that you would see in this place to the tiniest detail. So, for instance, if you're imagining a place outside, what in nature are you seeing? What can you see? Do you see trees or water? What colors do you see? If you're inside, do you see furniture? Do you see photographs or anything at all? Imagine what you see in that place that you've brought to mind. Look closely, breathe in and out. Hold that image, imagine that you're there. Imagine you're there. And now imagine listening very closely to any sound that you can become aware of in the place that you've brought to mind. Do you hear people talking? Do you hear sounds of nature? What can you hear in this place that you've brought to mind? Listen closely and imagine. Imagine what you can hear. Breathe in and out, everybody. Enjoy a breath in and out. Hold that image a little longer. Imagine that you're there. And now imagine what would you be able to smell in that place that you've brought to mind. So if you imagine yourself at the beach, let's say, imagine smelling the salt water. Imagine smelling suntan lotion. If you imagined another place in nature, what fragrances would you be able to pick up on? Do you smell food cooking if you were imagining someone's home, someone's perfume or cologne? What would you smell in that place that you brought to mind? Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And now imagine that you're there and hold this image for a little longer. And as you picture yourself there, what time of year is it? What time of year comes to mind? Is it spring? Is it fall, winter, or summer? What time of year comes to mind? Holding that image, choosing the time of year, do you feel warm or cool? Can you feel the sun on your skin? If you've imagined a place inside, are windows open or closed? Is the heat on or the air conditioning on? Imagine the temperature. Imagine what you'd be wearing as you hold this image. Are you wearing a scarf? Are you wearing shorts? Imagine and breathe. Hold the image. Let yourself be in this place that you've chosen for just a little longer, using your senses to help create an even more detailed picture in your mind. Looking around again, smelling, listening, whatever it is, hold that image. Imagine yourself there. Imagine yourself feeling that sense of peace, of calm, and breathe. Let's begin to gently let that image go and bring attention back to your breathing, back to your breathing. Perhaps deepen your breath. Maybe enjoy a few big, beautiful breaths again. Exhaling through your mouth again with a little bit of sigh, a sound, a release. Now, if your eyes are closed, please open them slowly. Please open them slowly. And then, when your eyes have adjusted back to the light of your room that you're in, please lift your gaze upward. Lift your gaze upward. And let's all bring the corners of our mouth up toward our ears. Put a big smile on your face. Thank you for coming to class. Just to remember, imagery, very, very powerful. The more you practice it, the more you're going to practice it. Give yourself that gift. Give yourself that little vacation as often as you can. Training your brain to focus on things that make you feel good. Coaching technique, make that list of things that stress you out and then separate what you can control and what you can't control. Utilize these techniques. Thank you for joining class, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care, everybody.